Okay, time being 6:01, I'd like to call our meeting to order. All members are currently present. The first item on our agenda is COVID-19 update, so I will give it over to you, Marty.
Hi, good evening, everyone. As of today, at about 9 o'clock this morning, we were at 43 COVID cases, and the state was at a little over 550,000. I did not update, I don't know what the state's new number as of today is. But I wanted to go over a few interesting statistical numbers, so if you'll humor me real quick. The mean age, meaning the average age, for all new cases over the past 2 weeks is 37. So the so also the age range over the last 2 weeks of test positivity under 40, the people who have tested positive who are under 40 was 57%, 42% under 30. So I know that in some circles they're still dismissing this as an old person's disease, and clearly from those numbers, which are freely available on mass.gov's website, and it's on the COVID-19 homepage, that we can dispel that myth. That also furthers the case for all of us getting vaccinated, so we can help protect as many people as possible, and we can pay attention to those numbers. And we know that if the vaccinated numbers continue to decline, that is further evidence that the vaccine is having a broader effect on populations. So I just wanted to bring that up to kind of help maybe debunk some of the claims that it's only an old person disease. And that doesn't, and I'm not discussing the outcomes of those positive cases, because there still are deaths in all of those statistical categories, and one death is always still too many for me. So but our town right now, the test positivity as of Thursday was less than 5. It was 4.7%, and it hasn't been that low. I want to say since September. Regardless, it's been a very long time since it's been that low. So we are definitely trending in the right direction. I'd like to see our total case count dip below 30. And I know that we can have some bumps in the overall trend, but it still seems to be trending downward, which is good. And again, I think that is a factor, a lot of factors. No holidays, kind of crappy weather, and the vaccine, the continued rollout of the vaccine.
Excellent. All right, next item on our agenda is our vaccine update. And
anybody got any COVID-19 update questions before we move on? If you don't mind, Chris, I'm sorry.
Nope, that's all right.
Okay, just wanted to make sure. For the vaccine update, we still have a rather large, it'll actually be our largest clinic that we've hosted at the senior center on Wednesday. And there were some stragglers that we did that still have to get second doses on Friday. Due to staffing demands, we have to move them to Wednesday. So if you were going to get a second dose on Friday, you're going to get it on Wednesday. And that's perfectly fine. Medically, you can get it up to 4 days early. So there's no concern there. If you haven't been contacted, you will be contacted. Angela and the COA staff spent all day making sure that people were scheduled. So Wednesday at the senior center is our second dose clinic for the people that got a first dose here. Excuse me. And you will have been contacted if you haven't already been, you will be contacted by someone in the office. And if you already got your second dose, great. No harm, no foul. We will find a new arm for that if we have to. Also, we're working very closely with the Brockton Housing Authority, Tom Tebow and his team, that run the senior housing at Lincoln, which is, I believe, is Levitt, and Shaw Ave, which I can never remember the name, 71 Shaw Ave, which is the other senior housing. We did a robocall for all of the residents today. Tomorrow we will be calling to register and pre-register as many as we can, and we'll do site visits if we have to, for giving those homebound seniors in those housing units the vaccine on Thursday. Now, I imagine some of that could bleed into Friday if we don't get them all done, but the team is pretty confident we'll get them all done on Thursday. So if you live in Those senior houses, some will be in contact if they haven't already been in contact with you tomorrow to pre-register you. And then we'll move into our homebounds, hopefully Thursday. But if the clinics and our senior housing go a little long, then we might move into those on Friday. But that's it right now for COVID vaccine update. There's always I don't know how else to put it. The drama behind the COVID vaccine rollout still seems to be heavy. Still seems to be a lot of it. We are doing the best we can with what we have, and we're trying to help out other communities. We're trying to make sure that we are advocating for those people that can't make it to the mass vaccination sites. I want to reiterate, we are not at all suggesting that there is not a place for mass vaccination sites. And when I say we, I mean the health department, myself, and Lindsay. There is a place for those, but we would still like to be able to provide it locally. It's one of the things we train for. It's one of the things we're prepared for. And we will continue to advocate for it. And that's it, unless there's anything else. Anybody has any questions about particulars to the vaccine update?
No. All right, very good. Next item on our agenda is donation box regulations. So, Marty, you can correct me if I've got this wrong. We were asked by the selectmen to consider drafting up some regulations for unmanned donation boxes in town. And I believe everybody on the board has received a copy of that.
Yep.
Any discussion on those regs?
Aren't they all unmanned? I've never seen a donation box that was manned by anybody.
They are all
Unmanned.
And in some of the properties that we are having more problems with, it's just that there's not actually a business that's frequently there to kind of keep an eye on the cleanup. So it becomes almost a dump site, which can be, obviously that's a public health nuisance that needs to be addressed.
The one question I had, so I was looking at the regulations. There's an exemption for houses of worship. And I'm not in any way suggesting that we should be charging fees for churches, but knowing that
why not?
That has been a problem in town. Are we just talking about exempting them from the permit fee, or exempting them from the rules altogether? I guess
the application fee.
The application fee, okay. Because we would think that we'd still want the boxes to be regulated.
Yes.
All right, cool. I just wanted to.
As a example, or we do not charge a fee to houses of worship if they have a kitchen. It's exempted.
Yep. Okay.
Boy, they don't pay for anything, do they?
So they would be exempt from the 25. Okay. All right. Do we need to have town council look at this before we put it to a vote?
We can do it either way. You can vote to accept it pending town council approval, or I can send it to town council and bring it back. I think either way is acceptable.
Okay.
And then you just have to
further
end the vote to accept any town council suggestions or improvements.
changes?
So do we want to make a motion, or are we not going to do that, Chris?
I'll entertain one if you have one. My first concern was we just have it as an agenda item. It doesn't say discussion or vote on it.
I know, because usually when we do regulations, there's a process. Like these were just like written up, so we're just like approving them. So I don't know. Since I've been on the board,
do we want to wait on the response of town council?
Well, usually that's what I'm saying. Usually when there's regulations, we usually write them, we discuss them, we talk about them, then we approve them, and then it goes to town council and they approve it, and then the whole board signs it and it becomes a regulation. I don't know. That's how it's been done in the 9 years I've been around.
That's how
Okay.
that's how I believe the process was going to work now. Put it on the agenda, uh, discuss them, vote on them now, and then I will take them to town council and then bring it back for signature after they, and during that meeting, we would discuss any of the town council changes.
Yeah,
I
well, they all look good to me.
I agree. I don't know if we would have any benefit from making that public what is going to be voted on prior to us voting on it. Just throwing it out there.
What do you mean?
Yeah,
I
we
don't
didn't,
understand that.
we
Yeah.
haven't gotten any feedback.
That's what.
Well,
If,
generally when we would have a copy available. Sorry, go ahead, Aaron.
no, that you're saying what I was going to say.
Yeah, generally, if we were meeting in person, we would have a physical copy available for the public to view if anyone wanted to. And whereas we're virtual, we don't. I know that we posted it on social media, and I didn't get any comments from anybody asking to see it. And I'm guessing that there's no comments coming in now.
No, there aren't. I just was throwing it out there because I don't know if it would be beneficial to us because we're virtual to just get the review from town council and then have that available and then we can vote.
Yeah, that's
I just don't. I just personally wouldn't feel comfortable voting on something without it being available to the people that are in town.
Yep. All right. So if we want to take a vote to approve as is to send to council for final approval, and then we can have a copy available. I'll allow that motion if anyone wants to make it.
I'll make that motion that we approve as written and then send it to town council for their approval.
All right, so we have a motion to approve. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, we have a second. So all in favor of approving the regulations as written, pending review by town council, say aye.
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 Any opposed? That's unanimous. So we will submit that to town council for review, and then vote on the final product when it comes back.
Chris, I'm sorry. I was looking at my notes and I left out one thing from my COVID update.
Yep.
If you don't mind me going back to the COVID-19 update real quick.
Not at all.
The moratorium for our plastic bag ban is over. The governor has crushed that. Has canceled so the board's plastic bag ban is supposed to be in effect. There was a moratorium on that because of the COVID outbreak. So now you can take your own bags to the grocery stores. You can use your own bags at the stores, and the board's previous plastic bag ban should be in effect.
When did that happen, Marty?
July. The moratorium?
Yeah, like did that just happen? Like that just got lifted? Like
nope, but I've seen some plastic bags.
I was just in Walmart yesterday, and
I've seen some plastic bags anecdotally like that, and I just want to make sure that everybody's aware that the moratorium is over and the board's plastic bag ban will be enforced if we see them.
Chris, do you think that maybe we should remind the businesses about it? Because I don't think they know. I've been in a lot of stores this past weekend and they were all using plastic bags.
It's probably not a bad idea. I know there are also some employees who have been telling customers that the town is collecting the 25-cent fee for paper bags or plastic bags, and that is not the case. So it might not be bad to get some information out to the businesses to remind them. I unfortunately, that unless we've got a volunteer on the board that wants to go around and do that, we're kind of throwing something at the health department. But
I will ask Mary tomorrow to send out. We have the businesses in town who have submitted applications. I will have them. I will ask her to send out a copy of the plastic bag ban and the link to when, the governor rescinded the moratorium.
okay.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Sorry, I forgot that on
All right.
Please forgive me.
No, I'm glad you remember because that's people were asking about that, so that's good to clarify. Okay, that's all of our agenda items for this evening.
Motion to adjourn?
I'll second.
All in favor of adjourning? Say
Aye.
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 Any opposed? So that's unanimous. Meeting adjourned. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.